Go anywhere that there is music stuff going on. If I heard about a video, I went to the video. If I heard about a seminar, in-store, I don't care if Nas and Leo was signing autographs at whatever. So I went, anything music, because I figured whatever music related was going on is going to be music related people or artists or their, and I read credits. So I knew every person, Nas is going to be, I know Jungle, I know this, I don't know them, but I know,
but sounds like
we're trying to establish relationships.
That's very important.
Funny thing, shout out to Earn Your Leisure. I told them I have a little group chat with them, and I was hitting up Rashad like, we need to be like a EYL affiliate or something. As much as we go over Earn Your Leisure's interviews, they happen to have just the best interviews. So from a branding and business side, we're always going to cover them. It is what it is. But we may just need like a stickered Rashad, Troy, Isaiah, clip this up. We just need like a sticker, like a official Earn Your Leisure, like those people who rock with you. Boom. Give them a sticker. We'll put it on our podcast or something because we just talk about you all the time. It is what it is. But let's get into the clip. They had one of my favorite people that I love to study, which is Lenny S. Some of y'all know him as KodakLens on Instagram, Gold Couch and everything like that. They had him on. He's been in the bad boy era, the Roc-a-fella era, and now he is like senior vice president of Rocnation. He's a super exec at Rocnation, manager of DJ Khaled. He did manage Fabulous. He has accolades of amazing things, and one of my favorite photos of Nipsey he took. But how he got in the game is something that needs to be talked about because he always wanted to be in the music industry. He actually said in another interview, my whole thing is I wanted to be a music exec, right? And so he had to get in the game somehow, some way. In this clip, he talks about just always being present. So let me play this.
My whole goal from high school, go anywhere that there is music stuff going on. If I heard about a video, I went to the video. If I heard about a seminar, in-store, I don't care if Nas and Leo was signing autographs at whatever. So I went, anything music, because I figured whatever music related was going on is going to be music related people or artists or their, and I read credits. So I knew every person, Nas is going to be, I know Jungle, I know this, I don't know them, but I know,
but sounds like
we're trying to establish relationships.
That's very important. And it was crazy. I said this in London. I was talking to somebody. I said the two biggest keys in business: stay close and to add value. And that seems like it's easy, but so many people cannot do that. And it's like what you're talking about. So many people fail that part of it. Where it's like just be in the right place.
How many times have we said that? Like even every time we get on stage, I say the same thing. It's not about being in the right place at the right time. It's being in the right place all the time.
Yeah, I think both of us, had similar storylines with how we got with E. It's just by always showing up. Like, I still remember driving 14 hours to Miami for like a day, and then the next day leaving again. I still
Driving
remember.
back.
Yeah, that was. I never do that again. Well, I should never say never, but will highly try not to do that ever again. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Honda has miles because I went everywhere, just to be in the building somehow, some way. And it did get me in the positions that I am right now. And it's important because with Lenny, he was like, okay, I want to be in this particular industry. Well, let me go to the events that have the industry people in there, right? And so they can always see me. And sometimes, I'm not saying it only takes that, but that's the first step. Like if you want to be in an industry, be where the industry is. Don't assume it's going to fall in your lap. Don't assume that everything on social media is going, like, you're seeing people have great opportunities that way. So if I do this over and over, that'll happen too. That's a longer process. I will say that. It still could happen. It's just a longer process. Now, we have to understand, there are still people that love that, in-person feeling. But what I wanted to ask you is, for the introverts, especially the introverts that have come through after the pandemic, right?
Oh, man.
I really, side note, I really need to take the assessment again, because I think the pandemic really messed me up even more. But I was already there. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I was already, but now it's bad. So
It's a wrap.
Yeah, we may need to go over that one time for the one time when it's all said and done. But what do you think could help introverts be in these events, because they know they need that, like, hand-to-hand combat? But I'll speak for me too. I don't necessarily like speaking to people I don't really know, being around people I don't really know. I get it. Now, if there's a goal, here's where my other side comes in. There's a goal, absolutely, but it's still like, that's super, I don't want to do it.
Right.
So what would be the advice if we're going to take the Lenny S way? What would be the advice to introverts?
What helps is just show up with a pure heart, first and foremost. I think when you show up with a pure heart, naturally you attract those same type of people from the other end.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about conferences and spaces that people are going to learn. Something about those spaces naturally weed out all the people who are, say, self-centered or narcissistic or only care about themselves. Oftentimes when people go into that space and they walk through the doors of a conference hall, they almost immediately humble themselves, and they recognize that there is a lot of people who are in this room that could potentially be my next business partner, that could be someone that I can join a team or do something with, collaborate with. So I would say, number one, just show up with a pure heart and know that the space itself typically cleans up a lot of the things that you're concerned about already. People are going with similar interests to you. They have a level of desire or interest in this particular topic or industry, and they're unsure. So they're looking for a community or people to help them gain confidence and take them a couple of steps forward. So there isn't as much pressure. And the beautiful thing about what we're saying about continuing to show up here, you don't have to hit it out the park on the very first try. If you can just put it on the schedule to show up 2, 3, 4, 5 times, those same people, and they can even think about how it happens this way. If I go to an event, I see Nick's in passing, okay, whatever. I go to another event, I see Nick's again, I'm like, oh, all right, maybe nothing happens even then. A third time, it's like, yo, weren't you in the, like, it's just so common, so natural at that point to let organic conversation and things happen. So I think it's not as pressured, or it's not as difficult as we think it is, because the people who are in those types of rooms, they're looking for the same exact things that we are.
Okay, I'm with it.